Welcome back to the program. Joining me now, Marcus Jones. He is the Democratic candidate for Congress in the 2nd District of Arkansas. Good to see you, sir.
It's always a pleasure, Roby. I'm glad to be here.
Are you officially the nominee now?
Yes, we've made it past the convention.
Okay, good deal.
It's actually a funny thing. I thought I made it past the primary. That was it, but I didn't realize that there's a...
No, you got to be formally confirmed at the convention there. So, all right, well, congratulations. You'll be challenging Congressman French Hill, whom we had on the show last week. I always try to be fair and make sure that we give everybody some equal time.
Appreciate that.
Let's begin with one of the biggest shakeups in your race and nationally, and that is Joe Biden stepping down from running for re-election. Kamala Harris, the vice president, is now going to be, I call her the presumptive nominee, because there haven't been the convention yet. But how does that change the calculus in your race?
I think that this can only help my race. And I think it helps down the ticket Democrats across the board. There has been in the last, week, a renewed energy that we had not, that we hadn't seen. There was a lot of talk about how we're going to do this and what's going to happen. And just in short order, people have contacted us. You feel it when you speak to people. They're excited. There's a renewed hope. And I think that it's only going to help us. Yeah. And I will tell you in our race, here in the 2nd District in particular, we expect to see a significant turnout of black voters. I think that we've seen that in the past. We saw that with President Obama, and we've seen that, and that's key to us. And I think we can harness this, and there'll be a significant turnout in women voters. And so those things are only going to help down the ticket Democrats like us. Yeah.
Now I wanted to speak a little bit more on that, the female vote there, the women vote. And how, that was already going to be a strategy for you, I would presume.
Yes.
Now she does help boost that in some way. Also, there is the potential for this abortion issue to be on the ballot. It may not be, but even if it's not, I think it's going to be part of the conversation this fall.
I totally agree with you. I think if it is, obviously that is, women are going to vote in their interest. Women want their rights protected, and they're going to turn out and they're going to vote. If it is not, women are going to be upset that, it wasn't all women, but 101,000 Arkansans put their names down and said, we want this on the ballot. This is important to us. And if it's not there, that is a legion of 100,000 Arkansans that are going to turn out about it.
Yeah.
So I think that, I think ideally it would be on the ballot, but if it's not, it's still going to have a significant effect on this race and all races in the state.
Tell me what your position on abortion is. Do you believe there should be exceptions? Do you think that there should be, it should be a blanket 100%, a woman can have an abortion anytime she wants to?
So I believe that, obviously I do. I would tell you that in this state, first, I do believe in women's reproductive rights. I've always believed in protecting women's rights and what those reproductive rights entail. Reproductive rights are health care, and health care is a human right. And so I'm very much a supporter of that. I do believe that how we have it right now in this state, we shouldn't have a patchwork of places where women have rights and that they don't. And for that reason, I think this needs to be addressed at the national level. I am a believer in reproductive rights and their right to choice. Mm-hmm. In our state right now, I think it is unthinkable that we don't have exceptions for rape and incest, and it's upsetting to me to think that we would force a pregnancy to come to term if it's the result of incest and rape, and I think that must be something we address.
Yeah. Let's talk about an issue that's moving at the federal level. It has not gotten a lot of attention, but the U.S. Senate, I think it was a committee this past week, maybe it was a little over a week ago, passed a prohibition on people in Congress from being able to make stock transactions.
Absolutely.
There's a possibility that comes over to the House at some point in time if you were elected. Where would your position be on that?
So actually, there is a bill that's been introduced. I think it's House Resolution 1679 that does. It mirrors those prohibitions that are in the Ethics Act that's in the Senate. That is going to the Financial Services Committee, of which my opponent obviously has a lead position in the Financial Services Committee. I am an absolute believer that no one, and I say this from my standpoint of having been in the Army, nobody joins or decides to work for the government to get rich. And for that reason, I'm a believer that there should not be an opportunity for people in Congress to use the information that they get be it from legislation that they're working on, briefings that they receive in order to enrich themselves. And so I'm an absolute believer. And my question, my opponent is not a co-sponsor of that bill. My question would be, why isn't he? Yeah. Because that seems to be, in all reality, that's about fairness.
It's pretty easy, though, to sit on this side of the table, though, and say I'm opposed to that because,
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, is this a campaign issue? Does this come from some sort of deep-seated belief that you have? Is this something you've watched over the years that you felt was a reason to run for Congress?
Absolutely, it does. Like I said, my entire life has been about service. You don't enter into service with the idea that you can enrich yourself, and I believe serving in Congress is an act of service that you're doing to the nation, that you're doing for constituents in the district. And so I'm an absolute believer that it's the difference in someone running for possibilities for others and running for power. Mm-hmm. And I'm truly running this to provide opportunity and possibilities to Arkansans.
Another issue that's going to be a big wedge issue in this campaign is going to be the health of the economy. We just had a panelist conversation on. You didn't get to hear all of that, but yeah. They were basically, my Republican strategist said the economy is terrible. My Democratic strategist said that the economy is good. I actually argue that empirically, if you look at some data, the health of the economy today is in pretty good shape. A GDP reading of 2.8%. But I agree. How do you talk to voters about the health of the economy, because they have been dealing with a lot of pain and anguish over the last 4 years with inflation and the fact that we've been recovering from this pandemic?
Well, I mean, when we look at the indicators also, stock market trading at an all-time high, when we look at jobs and all-time lows or record lows in unemployment, I think those are great indicators, and we talk to voters about that. We talk to voters about, yes, you are seeing, and we all feel it, and we're all aware of it. We're paying more at the gas pump, paying more at the grocery store, but we also talk about, inflation. It is coming down. It's been shown to be coming down, and we discuss that when we talk to voters, and we talk to them about, what we're really trying to do is bring opportunity to this state, to this district, and how that vision and what we're doing there is going to help them.
All right, got about 30 seconds left, so make it quick here. You guys got a debate scheduled for this fall?
Actually, it was as recent as this week. We were talking about settling on dates. Okay. I think we're looking towards that second week in October. It's not official confirmed yet, but I think we're looking at the second week in October. Looking forward to it. I appreciate the chance. All
right. Marcus Jones, he's the Democratic nominee for the 2nd Congressional District in Arkansas. Good luck to you.
Thank you,
Thank you so much.
It's always great to be here.
Appreciate you. We're back to wrap up right after this.